Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Super Metroid. Last time we defeated Kraid, the evil creature. We got the various suit, and we can come into Norfair and explore. So, from the elevator, the first thing we're going to do is head down to the first door on the right. Now, this room, you can see in the background, it's wavy. That means it's hot. This is a hot room. And unlike in Metroid Zero Mission, the rooms don't change color. This is just a room, right? So, unfortunately, there was no way of finding out if this is hot or not, except by coming in here. Now, as this is a new area, we're going to have new enemies that are a little bit tougher than the ones we've faced in the past. This is one of those situations where you needed the high jump boots to get up here. You need the high jump boots, and you need the various suit to survive this area. It's just how it is. Ignoring that first guy, I think it's this one. It is not. It's this one. We're gonna come into this. Now, just because we have the various suit doesn't mean we can just waltz into magma or anything like that. These guys are incredibly annoying. Look at him. What's wrong with him? Whatever. We shoot this, and then you realize that there's something down there. Alright, so what we're going to do is shoot it, come down as fast as we can, and grab it. Now, as you can see, our health is draining pretty quickly, but it's worth it to get Missiles 10. This is Missiles 10. So we lost about 60 health, but it's not that bad. A super missile here will let us go through. This is one of my least favorite rooms in the game, if I may say so. It's just, we got the dragons. I hate the dragons. I really do. You could just, there's no good way of doing this room. Oh, went too far. Alright. Let's get out of here. Alright, we made it all the way to the bubble room. In the bubble room, the first thing we are going to do is get missiles number 11. Missiles 11. Kill the waver. Come over here. The bubble is a false floor. Keep shooting down here like this. We'll come into this area and we can get missiles 11. Bubble room has a lot of secrets. We'll be exploring bubble room in full at a later point. Right now, there's not much we can do as we are, so we're going to come down here instead. We're going to bomb this middle block. Come down here. Oh, sorry. Well, that was my mistake. You got to destroy the block before you can shoot. Alright. Follow the little path, the little morph ball hole, and then we have two doors. There's one on the floor, there's one on the wall on the left, and we're going to take the floor door. Let's explore in this room. What's going on? It's just a recharge room. But this one is better because these guys come out in threes. Let me demonstrate. Well, fives, actually. But it's very convenient. That's all. Just a little recharge room. Alright, moving on. Alright. This is another dangerous room. Those guys are not your friends. There's nothing you can do to them. You can't really kill them, so lure them to shooting high and then duck. and then just go. There's, like I said, there's really not much you can do to them at this point in time. Alright. Hot lava, hot lava. Duck under this guy. Shoot up. There's really no need to panic. The lava, the magma doesn't rise very quickly. Alright. We're gonna take a ride on these guys, so make sure you duck under the spikes. This guy, however, he can't hold you for long. Because you're a big fatty, basically. These dragons will actually stand on solid ground and shoot you, so that's fun. They take quite a few hits, but they're not too bad. A little health. Come in here. Okay. These yellow platforms will... they should automatically go up and down. There we go. You just had to tease them into doing it. You want to stay on them, and then you want to shoot the switch up here to open the shutters. Come up here. Ooh, don't fall. And get yourselves missiles 12. If you're keeping track, those are the 12th missiles we've collected. Alright. You're gonna make your way back the same way you came. Very carefully. Of course, now, sometimes they're supposed to just go up and down, but sometimes they have a mind of their own, it seems. Back in the dragon room. Those balls don't seem to move in any sort of way that you can predict. But as you can see, we're back in the bubble room. We're coming into the bubble room from the back. We've reached a very high platform in the bubble room that we couldn't reach before. I wish I could show you, but just take my word for it. We're in the bubble room. This platform up here is just way too high for us. We couldn't have jumped up here. So we had to come to the bubble room from the back in order to reach this very important door. We shoot up. There's some more recharge guys here if you need them. But if you don't, just move on. Just run here. There's nothing to do. If you don't run, you're gonna have to fight a bunch of bad guys. So, at the end of this long corridor, stop here, shoot up. And you'll see missiles 13. With missiles opening that hatch, we can shoot this and we can get what we all know to be the speed booster. Press and hold the B button to run. And now the magma starts to rise. It's a trap. So now use your speed boost to beat the magma all the way to the door. Look at that. She is so fast. Alright, from here, just seeing if we can get any more little refills here. Alright, we're fine. What we're we're gonna do is come back down this way. There are two ways to get to back where we want to go, and this is just the easiest of the two. So this time, instead of taking the bottom door, we're going to take the left door. Now you can start running. There's a save room. Let's go ahead and save. Why not? There's no harm in it. Save complete. We're in the main Norfair chamber again. This is what I like to call the main Norfair chamber because all the paths branch off from this room. It's kind of a hard map to navigate, really. It's all pink, and there's no real designations as to which rooms connect with doors and which don't. They're just little blocks. So you have a little block, and sometimes it touches another little block, and that means there's a door, and sometimes it touches another block, and there's no door. So there's real no way of knowing where you really are. So you kind of just have to know what you're doing and where you're going, but whatever. That's just how this game was. So we're going into this door. This is the first door from the elevator on the left side. Okay. Now you remember we could have gotten back to this room from this door that I'm shooting, but the way I came is faster and easier. So that's what we're doing instead. You have to run here too. You see, there's shutters. And these are really fast shutters, and if you're running at a normal speed, you wouldn't have been able to make it through. So unfortunately, you needed the speed boost. Not unfortunately, you just needed the speed boost. It's just how the game is. You just take the little platforms, make your way over here, crawl up here. Well, not crawl, jump. You see where those guys are coming? We're heading that way ourselves. We have to take the long way, because we can't crawl up walls like they can. So I'm going to do morph ball mode, and I'm going to crawl into these holes like so. We get a new beam. This is the ice beam. The ice beam lets you freeze enemies. And I will demonstrate here. So the way the ice beam works versus the regular beam is, if a shot would kill an enemy, it will freeze the enemy instead. So say an enemy takes 2 shots, you would do 1 shot, 2 shots, and then it would freeze. Okay? So normally you do 1 shot, 2 shot, enemy dead. Instead, this is 1 shot, 2 shot, enemy frozen. If you want to kill the enemy, you'd have to shoot it a 3rd time. So a lot of people think that this is actually a weaker beam because it makes you shoot enemies more times. I don't know if I agree with that logic. I mean, it's true, you have to shoot them 3 times to kill them, but you freeze them, they will thaw out eventually if you don't kill them. But, you know, that's whatever. I don't know what to say about that. Okay. We're getting out of here. Either way, we're done here. These guys can actually not be killed, but you can freeze them, and it'll make this a little bit easier. Not too much easier, because it really wasn't hard to begin with. See, he's frozen, and now he's dead. Okay, we're going back this way. Okay, so as is the usual Metroid way, you get a new weapon, and the game kind of lets you, it shows you what the thing can be used for. So for example, these jumpy blobs. You can freeze them and use them as platforms to get across the magma. This guy, same thing, except you have to land on him. Okay, as I demonstrated there. Foolish, foolish, foolish. So do you see where we are? We're back in the shutter. Oops. Get rid of him. We're back in the shutter door room. And we can get out of here this way. Now, you can do this one of two ways. I'm going to do it what could possibly be easier or harder depending on how good you are at jumping and making yourself into a ball mid-jump. So, like this. If you can do this super quickly, you might be able to get away with what I'm about to do. It's not hard. Otherwise, take the top path that we took the very first time when we went to the bubble room. Remember the first time we went to the bubble room, we went one way. Otherwise, you can come and try it this way. I just don't like to go through that dragon room. I find it a lot more difficult. So the trick here, as you'll see, is... I can't kill the guy. Okay. You can see we can't jump up here, right? Now there are two ways you can do this. You can do bomb jumps like so, which I am actually terrible at. I can't do it. Or you can do one of these moves where you jump and you turn into a morph ball as quickly as you can on the way up. Like so. And then you can come up here. Okay. That's that. Now, it takes a little bit of practice, but basically you jump, and as soon as you jump, you're pressing down twice as fast as you can, so that on the way up, you're actually turning into Morph Ball, like on the way up. And then you can make your way into little crevasses, because in this game, there is no wall grip. There's no edge grip gloves like there were in Zero Mission. So that's just, I don't know. Whatever. Here we're gonna do something. Now that we have the ice beam, actually we can come in here and save the game. We might as well save. So we're gonna use the ability to freeze enemies to reach an area. Ugh, freaking waivers. These waivers are very unpredictable as well. You never know what they're gonna do. Okay. Jump on them. Ugh, you gotta land on him. And the thing is, they'll die if you shoot them again, so you're gonna have to try this a couple of times, maybe. Ugh. They'll follow the same pattern every time you come in and out of the same room. So you want to catch him. There we go. Perfect. We're gonna come up here. Alright. Ugh. Alright. Well, we got ourselves Missiles 14, but that's not what we really want. If you shoot up here, you can do this one of two ways. You can do the Morph Ball jump thing that I just taught you, which I'm going to try once, and I didn't, so you pull a bomb down here, and you'll raise a platform. It's either way. If you get it the first time, fine. If you don't worry. There's another way. This is one of the most annoying rooms in the game. Fortunately, now we can freeze the dragons. We can't kill them, but we can freeze them. Man, that guy's got good aim. Alright, freeze that. I think they're called Greemers or something. Greemers. Freeze the little guy. And we get missiles 14. 15. 15, actually. We come up here, and we get this weird thing. It's a reserve tank. Reserve tank number 1. Reserve tanks are really, really cool. So basically, you can see up here that now it says auto. It didn't say auto before. Now it does. So if we come up to the menu, let's explore the menu. We haven't really explored the menu at all. We press R and we can come see Samus's status here. So on the right it says various suit. We have the various suit activated. Miscellaneous morphing ball and the bomb and boots. We have the high jump boots and the speed boosters. On the left we have the beam. Charge beam, ice beam, spacer. Now in this game you can actually turn these off. Like I can turn off all my beams and just have regular starting off beam. Pew, 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 right? But that would be dumb. So instead, I want to turn them all on. And you can actually turn off your suit, too. See the shoulder pads go away, and now look. Now we're losing health, right? I'm just saying you can. Not that you would want to. Alright. You can turn off all these things. For whatever reason you don't want to jump high, you can just turn them off. But over here on the left, it says supply. Mode auto. Reserve tank. So here we have our reserve tank. You can change it to manual, you can change it to auto. Leave it on auto because that means if you run out of energy, when you fill your reserve tanks, if you run out of energy, you'll automatically have, it's exactly what it sounds like, a reserve tank. So you see some of them are dotted and we have the one that's solid. That's because we have one, there are 4 reserve tanks in the game, we have 1. So when you reach full health, any further health you get will fill up your reserve tank. So, there you go. Long-winded explanation for something that didn't require it. That's my style. Alright, let's just get out of here. We're never coming back here. Ever again. Oh, come on. What's going on? Oh, it's just a regular jump. Dumb. Dumb. Alright. Well. We can leave this place. We're heading back. We're heading back to Brinstar, actually. We're done with Norfair for now. We're heading back to Brinstar. That was close. I did not time that very well, but it worked. We're gonna go left. This time we're going left. Because we're heading back up to the elevator, the main chamber. And before we do that though, there's a recharge section here. With the recharge creatures. These guys. We're just gonna recharge ourselves. A whole bunch. So I do want to show you eventually. You see how our little thing is filling up. I think it should be about full. And it'll fill you up a 100 units of health. So alright, we're done here. So now we're at full health and we have our supply tank, our emergency supply tank full. Back here in the main chamber. Head up to the elevator. Because there's really not much we can do here anymore. So we have to leave. You can freeze this guy now. You still can't kill him, but at least he's not as annoying. There. Take care of that. Alright, so we're back here again. And now I'm sure you guys can figure out how we're supposed to get upstairs or back up. Well, we are going to freeze these guys and we're going to use them to climb. And we're actually going to do that in the next episode of Super Metroid. In the next episode, we're going to collect some more power-ups. We're going to collect a couple more things and explore Brinstar further, because there's a little more we can do now that we have Speed Boost and the Ice Beam. So I hope you will join me next time for another episode of Super Metroid. See you guys then.